All right, let's talk about something that sounds, super intense, a PhD in biochemistry. When you hear those words, it's easy to think it's this impossibly difficult thing. But what if I told you it's less of a scary mountain and more of a key that unlocks this incredible world of knowledge and opportunity? Today, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. And yeah, I get it. This is what most people immediately think. It has this reputation, right, for being a path only for a handful of geniuses, full of crazy complex formulas, and just endless hours in a lab. And look, it's definitely a challenge, but that is not the whole story. Not even close. Because what if we flip that script? What if we see it as the very thing that could solve our biggest problems? We're talking about everything from curing diseases to inventing the next wave of technology. All those answers, they're hidden in the chemical processes of life itself. And that is where the real magic happens. So let's start right there with why biochemistry is basically life's magic wand. Seriously, this is the fundamental science that underpins, well, almost everything, from the medicine you take to the future of our food supply. And this is the core idea, the heart of it all. Think about it like this. How do we create new antibiotics to fight superbugs? Well, it all starts with a biochemist understanding the precise chemical reactions happening inside a bacteria, the ones we need to shut down. Their job is to learn that secret language and then write a response. So if biochemistry holds all these keys, what on earth do you actually learn during a PhD that gives you these problem-solving superpowers? It's all about getting to the very foundation of how life works. At its heart, this is it. But a PhD isn't just about memorizing stuff. It teaches you to hear the chemical symphony that's happening inside every single one of your cells. Right now, you're learning to read the blueprint of life from the ground up. And this is where it gets so incredibly real. That knowledge isn't just for exams, it's the bedrock of modern medicine. It's how we develop new drugs, create life-saving vaccines, and get closer to solving the devastating mysteries of cancer and genetic diseases. The work biochemists do literally saves lives every single day. And get this, the work is practically out of science fiction now. Biochemists are on the front lines of mind-blowing fields like genetic engineering. Can you imagine learning to use a tool like CRISPR? It's like a pair of molecular scissors that can go into our DNA, find a mistake, and literally snip it out. It's incredible. We're moving from just treating diseases to maybe preventing them altogether. Okay, to do all of this groundbreaking work, you need some very special skills. So let's talk about the toolkit a PhD gives you, because it is so much more than you probably think. Now, this is a super important point. So many people imagine a science PhD just means you got really good with a pipette in a lab. But the skill set you walk away with is so much broader and, frankly, so much more valuable. Let's break this down. On one hand, yes, you get the hardcore technical lab skills. But think about the other side of it. A PhD is basically a massive multi-year project that you have to manage from start to finish. That's project management. You're sifting through mountains of data to find one tiny clue. That's data analysis. These transferable skills, they're gold in almost any industry, from biotech to business consulting. All right, so we've covered the skills. Now let's get to the question I bet a lot of you are wondering. What can you actually do with this PhD? Let's bust a huge common myth right now. Yes, the classic stereotype, isn't it? The idea that getting a PhD is like a life sentence to a windowless research lab. But the reality, it couldn't be more different. A PhD doesn't trap you. It gives you an all-access pass to a ton of different industries. And hey, don't take my word for it. The numbers tell the story. Look at this. A massive 45%, almost half, of biochemistry PhDs work in the biotech and pharmaceutical industry. Only 30% stay in the traditional university setting. The majority are out there in the private and public sectors making things happen. So what does that actually look like? Well, the world is kind of your oyster. Sure, you can become a university professor, but you could also be leading a huge R&D team at a major drug company, or working in government, helping to shape national health policy. And then there are the paths you might never expect, becoming a science writer or even a patent lawyer protecting the very discoveries being made. And of course, we gotta talk about the money. The fantastic news is that because these advanced skills are in such high demand, especially in booming fields like pharma, PhD holders often see significantly higher salaries. The pay really reflects the incredible value you bring to the table. So after all of that, we come to the most important question of all. Is this path the right one for you? And that, of course, is a deeply, deeply personal decision. And this really frames the choice perfectly. It's about looking in the mirror and asking, what really drives me? If you have a genuine, burning passion for discovery, if the thrill of finding something no one has ever seen before excites you, then this could be the most amazing journey of your life. But if the number one goal is just to make a lot of money as fast as possible, there are probably other paths that'll get you there quicker. So I'm going to leave you with this one last thought to chew on. If you had the skills, the tools, and the chance, which of life's great mysteries would you want to pour your heart and soul into solving? Really think about that. Your answer might just point you down the path you were always meant to take.